Hello there, you're with NDTV. I'm Maha Siddiqui. Our top story at the moment. This is an update on Manipur, where fresh violence was reported on Saturday. The incident occurred in Langol in Imphal. A house was burnt down by unidentified miscreants. The house was empty. The mob vandalized and burnt the house located at the Langol foothills near Shija Hospital. Subsequently, the RAF intervened and dispersed the mob with tear gas.
Situation in Manipur in the past 24 hours has remained under control but tense, given the fact that there has been in the past 24 hours at least 2 incidents of flare up of arson from 2 parts of the state capital Imphal. In fact, this evening in an area called Langol, an empty house was torched. Almost in a similar way, yesterday evening another empty house was torched in another part of Imphal. In fact, the rapid action force reached the place and dispersed the mob. In fact, in the last 24 hours there have been several times when the mob tried to build up, but the central forces have been able to disperse them. Mostly at night, the mob is coming out when curfew is on and trying to gather and build up. In fact, yesterday at night, the army, the Assam Rifles, the central forces along with the state forces had to carry out joint flag march at midnight. In fact, in areas of Imphal East district, there have been heavy exchange of fire between miscreants who are having automatic weapons as well as militants and with security forces in areas of the bordering areas between Bishnupur and Churachandpur district, in areas like Kwakta and Kangwai to be very precise. So therefore, there is palpable tension, there is build up in different areas, but ever since the Union Minister of State for External Affairs, Mr. R.K. Ranjan Singh's personal residence was torched. After that, at ground zero, the security presence has also increased, and in fact, this just goes to show that there is also a change in strategy in terms of tackling this situation. In fact, the state government and the central government is trying to build up a process, a peace process, a peace negotiation through the peace committee headed by the governor. But it seems that that would also take a bit of more time, given the fact that in the past 1.5 months, Manipur has been shimmering with sporadic incidents happening and incidents of arson as well as gun battle still being reported throughout this week, and also loss of life has taken place this week.
More updates coming in now. The biggest Women's Solidarity March in Manipur has been held with women walking with torches in their hands. Thousands of women were out on the streets with a flame torch in their hands in different parts of Imphal. The slogan of "Long Live Manipur" were heard being in fact reiterated by these women. They are demanding peace and settlement of issues in Manipur and action against the miscreants. Let's move on now, and we are crisscrossing now to Gujarat. In the aftermath of Biparjoy, Home Minister Amit Shah took stock of the situation. There was no loss of lives due to the storm, is what he said, and he visited the affected areas, did an aerial survey, after which he also met with the locals.
बिपरजॉय का जब समाचार आया 6 तारीख को, तब बहुत सारी आशंकाएं सबके मन में थी, मगर मैं बहुत संतोष के साथ आज की रिव्यू मीटिंग के साथ कह सकता हूं कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से लेकर गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री जी से लेकर गांव के पटवारी तक और सभी चुने हुए जनप्रतिनिधि, अनेक स्वयंसेवी संस्थाएं और सभी संकटग्रस्त इलाके की जनता के सहयोग से कम नुकसान में आज इस साइक्लोन का स्थापना करने में हम सफल हुए।
Meanwhile, the effects of cyclone Biparjoy being felt in Rajasthan as well, where rainfall in Rajasthan is an aftermath of cyclone Biparjoy. It is now heading to Rajasthan.
Cyclone Biparjoy, which has now turned into a depression, has brought rain to most of Rajasthan. Districts bordering Gujarat like Barmer, Sirohi and Jalore received heavy rain. The cyclone, which entered Rajasthan via Barmer, left low-lying areas here waterlogged.
The cyclone storm Biparjoy weakened into a deep depression during midnight of 16th. It continued to move east-northeastwards. अभी हम जो अलर्ट दे रहे हैं रेनफॉल की वजह से रेड कलर वार्निंग दे रहे हैं साउथ राजस्थान के लिए और एडजॉइनिंग एरियाज ऑफ नॉर्थ गुजरात. साइक्लोन की वजह से जो बारिश हो रहा है वो है सिर्फ राजस्थान और गुजरात. इसके अलावा और कहाँ साइक्लोन की वजह से बारिश नहीं हो रहा है.
80% of Rajasthan has witnessed cloudy skies or rainfall. Biparjoy, which is now a depression, is moving in a northeasterly direction and will bring rain to central and eastern Rajasthan on Sunday. In Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
Meanwhile, landslides in Guwahati's Dhiranpara has killed one person amidst the incessant rainfall. A landslide incident was reported at Guwahati's Dhiranpara on Saturday. As per reports, a guard wall of a sweets-making factory collapsed, resulting in the death of the person. Assam has been witnessing flash floods with continuing rainfall. 11 districts are witnessing inundation and over 34,000 people have been affected. 29,000 people have been affected in 3 districts alone, where relief centres have been set up as most of the rivers in Assam are in spate and the levels continue to rise. A rescue operation was launched in Sikkim, where the government and Border Roads Organisation, as well as assisted by the army as well, were trying to pull out the over 3,000 tourists who were stuck in various areas due to incessant rainfalls for the last 3 days. We now have details that 3,500 people have been brought to safety after the rescue operations. Turning our attention now down south to Tamil Nadu, the BJP has hit out at the DMK over the arrest of its state secretary S.G. Surya, terming it as an overreach and violation of rights. Surya was arrested by the Madurai District Cyber Crime Branch Police on Friday in Chennai in connection with his recent tweet on the Madurai MP. In a tweet, Party leader Rajiv Chandrasekhar said, and I quote, "Use of police arrest for tweets or posts is real and total overreach in violation of the right to due process, to law and free speech." This was the normal tactic to silence by Rahul Gandhi during UPA misusing Section 66A. Recently, its dynasty allies did it like Sharad Pawar and now M.K. Stalin to prove that he wasn't named after Stalin for no reason, unquote. This is what Rajiv Chandrasekhar said. Meanwhile, Surya's arrest comes after State Minister Senthil Balaji was sent to custody of the Enforcement Directorate till the 23rd of June in connection with an alleged money laundering case by the Chennai Metropolitan Session Court on Friday. As for Surya, the police say that he has been arrested for a fake tweet or for spreading fake information. Let's now take a look at the details emerging from the big state visit of Prime Minister Modi to the United States. This visit will be from the 21st of June India time to 24th of June, the 24th of June rather, after which the Prime Minister will be proceeding to Egypt from the United States. Now, this is a state visit by the Prime Minister, the first state visit by the Prime Minister to the US, which will start officially on the 22nd of June. But on the 21st, the Prime Minister will be leading the International Yoga Day at the UN headquarters in New York, after which he will be going to Washington, D.C., where on the 22nd is where the major functions will be held, starting off with a guard of honor in the morning, then bilateral talks with President Joe Biden and reading out of statements by the two sides. This will be followed by the address of Prime Minister Modi to a joint session of the US Congress, and then later in the evening a state dinner for Prime Minister Modi hosted by the White House. Now we come to the next day, where a luncheon will be hosted by Vice President Kamala Harris at the State Department, which will also be attended by the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. That same day, in the afternoon, towards the evening, rather early evening, is when the Prime Minister will be addressing a group of young entrepreneurs at a function held in Kennedy Center, after which he will be interacting with the Indian diaspora at the Reagan Center, and then from there proceed to Egypt. These are some of the important highlights of his visit to the United States, and we'll keep getting you more updates on the takeaways expected specifically from this visit in the field of rather sectors of defense, technology, partnership that is going to be critical going ahead. Sources have told NDTV that India has proposed the inclusion of African Union in G20. The Prime Minister has written to the G20 members for the inclusion of the African Union at the Delhi summit in September. Sources say this will be the right step towards a just, fair, more inclusive and more representative global architecture and governance. Let's move on now and look at NDTV's Lucknow conclave. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has said that there is a formula that he has in mind to defeat the ruling BJP in the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. He calls it PDA, Pichhde Dalit Alpsankyak, which is backward classes, Dalits and minorities. He says and believes that it will lead to the defeat of the NDA. Listen.
24 के लिए मैंने नारा दिया है कि 80 हराओ, बीजेपी हटाओ, और मैंने सभी विपक्षी दलों को इसमें शामिल होने के लिए कहा है। इधर समाजवादी पार्टी ने बहुत गठबंधन किए हैं और मैंने खुद बड़े दिल से, बड़ा दिल करके सभी दलों को साथ लाने का काम किया। 2017 में समाजवादी पार्टी ने और हमारे पूरी लीडरशिप की राय से मैंने बड़े दिल से कांग्रेस के साथ अलायंस किया। 22 में भी अलायंस किया, मैंने छोटे दलों को भी साथ लाने का काम किया। 19 में बहुजन समाज पार्टी को लाए। अब ये और दलों की जो विपक्ष के लोग हैं जो बीजेपी को हराना चाहते हैं, उनकी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि बड़े दिल से समाजवादी पार्टी का साथ दें, और मैं आपको भरोसा दिला सकता हूं कि अगर बड़े दिल से साथ देंगे तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी 80 की 80 सीटें उत्तर प्रदेश में हारेगी।
Now let's take a look at what Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya had to say in the Uttar Pradesh conclave. He says that his party respects the wrestlers and nobody is being shielded. This was in the context of the allegations of sexual harassment against BJP MP and Wrestling Federation of India Chief Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. Let's listen in.
मैं समझता हूँ चुप्पी शब्द उचित नहीं है। मैंने भी देखा है कि देश के आदरणीय गृह मंत्री जी खिलाड़ियों से मिल चुके हैं जो शिकायत करने वाले थे। खेल मंत्री जी की भेंट खिलाड़ियों के प्रतिनिधिमंडल से हो चुकी है। पुलिस ने केस दर्ज कर लिया है, और इसमें चुप्पी कहना या इसमें कुछ ऐसी चीजें हम लोग बोले जो नहीं बोलना चाहिए, उसको कहा जाए कि चुप्पी तोड़ दिए, तो वो उचित नहीं। मैं समझता हूँ कि जांच होनी चाहिए, निष्पक्षता से वो हो रही है, और जांच के बाद जो भी दोष सिद्ध होता है उसके हिसाब से कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। लेकिन आज की तिथि में हम लोगों को जब जांच हो रही हो तब उसमें हम कुछ बोल दें, और वह उचित नहीं लगता।
बिल्कुल, मैं वहां की दिल्ली की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ, आपने सही
मैं
बोला।
उत्तर प्रदेश की भी बात कर रहा हूँ। हाँ। मैं उत्तर प्रदेश की भी बात कर रहा हूँ कि उत्तर प्रदेश में उस संबंध में कोई मुकदमा नहीं है, और उत्तर प्रदेश के से वो चुने हुए सांसद हैं केसरगंज से, तो सांसद हैं, सांसद होने के नाते उसमें हमारे बोलने का कोई दायित्व इसमें नहीं है। वो जांच हो रही है, जांच के बाद पहलवानों का विषय है, और वो उस खेल संघ से जुड़े हुए, कुश्ती फेडरेशन से जुड़े हुए बहुत दिनों से काम कर रहे हैं। अब क्या सच्चाई है, मैं खिलाड़ी मतलब पहलवान भी नहीं हूँ, उस संबंध में और ज्यादा गहराई से जानता भी नहीं, लेकिन विश्वास रखना चाहिए कि जो होगा निष्पक्ष होगा।
Meanwhile, the IPL super finisher Rinku Singh was also at the NDTV conclave, and UP star is visible in cricket and was present on stage. Listen in.
नहीं मैम, काफ़ी टफ था मेरे लिए, क्योंकि मेरे घर वाले इतना सपोर्ट नहीं करते थे, तो इतना पैसा नहीं होता था। जो मेरे पापा जॉब करते हैं, हॉकर है मेरे पापा, जो गैस सिलेंडर होते हैं वो घरों में पहुंचाते हैं, तो इतना टफ था मेरे लिए भी, क्योंकि जिम्मेदारी मेरे ऊपर ही थी। उस टाइम जब मैं क्रिकेट चालू किया था शुरू में, तो पापा यही कहते थे कि घर पे मतलब मेरे साथ काम कर लो सिलेंडर का, तो पैसे आ जाएंगे कुछ। तो मैंने तो मना कर दी थी पापा से। तो हमें जो मेरा भाई जो काम करता था कोचिंग सेंटर में, तो उसने बोला था कि वहाँ एक जॉब मिल रही है, मतलब वो पहुँचे की जॉब मिल रही थी मुझे उस टाइम। तो उस टाइम मैं छोड़ दिया था क्रिकेट मैंने अपना उस टाइम के लिए। तो मैं गया, वो ये पता नहीं थी, जब मैं पहुँचा वहाँ पर तो उन्होंने बोला पहुँचा लगाकर आप चले जाना सुबह सुबह। तो मुझे वो काम पसंद नहीं आया, मैं छोड़ दिया। मैं
अच्छा, क्या पोछा लगाने के लिए?
हाँ, पोछा लगाने का।
अच्छा।
तो मैंने ये सोचा कि पोछे लगाने के चक्कर में अपना क्रिकेट में छोड़ रहा हूँ। तो मैं वहाँ से छोड़ के आया, फिर मम्मी को मैंने थोड़ा बहुत समझाया कि मैं क्रिकेट पर ध्यान देता हूँ पूरा, और अगर मैं अच्छा क्रिकेट खेलूंगा तो उससे पैसे आएंगे और घर की जो हालत है वो सुधरेगी।
From cricket to entertainment now, and Pankaj Tripathi spoke about how it is shooting for films in Uttar Pradesh now.
तो मेरा जुड़ाव यही है कि मैं लखनऊ में और बनारस में लगभग अपने कैरियर की आधी नहीं तो कम से कम 12 फिल्में तो कर चुका हूँ यहीं पे। बरेली की बर्फी, गुंजन सक्सेना, अभी अटल चल रही है लखनऊ में इस वक्त, और मिर्जापुर, गैंग्स ऑफ वासेपुर, धर्म, बहुत सारी फिल्में किए हैं। तो तब से 2007 से मैं कर रहा हूँ। तो बिगनिंग में 2005, 6, 7 में उतनी शूटिंग फ्रेंडली माहौल नहीं था, बहुत भीड़ आ जाए, कंट्रोल करना मुश्किल। लेकिन अभी बहुत बदल गया है। अब आप जब जाइए तो लखनऊ में 3 यूनिट है इस वक्त। अच्छा। हमारे संग संग और 2 यूनिट काम कर रही है। बनारस में भी कोई ना कोई यूनिट होगी। पिछली बार हम यहाँ कर रहे थे तो टिसूदा का चल रहा था इलाहाबाद में। तो अब काफी अच्छा माहौल है, यहाँ बहुत आते हैं, बहुत इक्विपमेंट हो गए हैं। इवन लोग वैनिटी वैन जनरेटर सब यहाँ के आ रहे हैं। हमें एक सीन में 500-600 क्राउड की जरूरत थी कल परसों। यहाँ के लोग थे और बड़े ट्रेंड और ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राउड थे।
With that, we're taking a very quick break. News and updates will continue. Stay with us. Welcome back. A new portal introduced in the country a month ago and piloted in Telangana is proving to be extremely useful and efficient in tracing lost and stolen mobile phones. Out of 5.6 lakh phones blocked in the country, 2.6 lakh have been traced.
Suman Sharma, a businesswoman from Hyderabad, complained to the police in the last week of May that she had lost her mobile phone. The 32-year-old says she was pleasantly surprised to get back the mobile phone she lost, and that too within a week.
Thank you. मैंने अपनी लाइफ में नहीं सोचा कि इतनी फास्ट पुलिस सर्विस करती, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने यही सोचा कि आपने कंप्लेंट कर दी बस होता रहेगा, उम्र निकल जाती। बट 1 वीक में मैम मेरा मोबाइल मिला, आप देखिए आपके सामने ही है। तो मैं बहुत बहुत थैंकफुल हूँ।
मेरा मोबाइल चोरी हो गया था, विदिन 15 डेज में मेरा मोबाइल मिल गया, तो मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ।
Cyber warriors like Monica God have been posted in every police station of Telangana to help, besides fighting cybercrime, recover the most common property loss reported these days, the mobile phone.
We got a new application which is the CEIR portal. So in that application, so those who people lost their mobiles. So if they give information about the mobile phone, we will upload all the details in this application and we will trace the mobile phones. So that some other people, those who have stolen the mobile, they can't do anything with that phone. So we will trace and we will give it to the complaints and return back.
In less than 2 months, over 2,100 lost or missing mobile devices have been traced and handed over to rightful owners using a central equipment identity register portal launched by the Telecom Department. And the portal is operated by the Telangana Police.
Someone insert the SIM card in the lost phone, immediately that ID generated, that police station and the user, they will get the alert, and once we get the alert, we will pursue that this phone is a stolen phone or this phone has been lost and reported to the police. So it is your bounden duty to report back, to give it back, otherwise you will be prosecuted. So in the process we are getting these phones back.
Those who have lost their devices can block their phones after putting in their mobile number and device information, including IMEI number, on the CEIR portal. When a new SIM is inserted in the device, its user and location is traced by the police. Recovery of mobile phones within record time without an FIR is creating a great image makeover for the Telangana police. What is also interesting is that instead of just the recovery, you can also make sure that you are not buying a stolen mobile in case you are buying a second-hand mobile. In Hyderabad, with camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.